Hey, queens. Hey. Hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hello. Hey, y'all. I'm so hyped. I am so hyped to be doing my podcast. It's been a minute. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I got a crazy setup. Like, I don't even know where to look. It's all kind of new big things happening. I don't even know what to do. Hey. I love seeing the comments. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. So I am Coach K Beautiful. I cannot wait to jump into the episode tonight. I'm super excited. All right, so I want you to grab your Hello Beautiful mugs with your favorite drink of delight. I got water tonight. I'm a little parched tonight. And let's enter the throne room. Let's start the countdown. Here we go. You're about to enter the throne room. Conquering the queendom of daughterhood, womanhood, and motherhood is a quest we can't accomplish on our own. So we invite queens from all over the world to share their struggles, their triumphs, and their quests in conquering their queendom. We pray that God restore, reveal, and revive us into the queens He wants us to become. God's will be done, thy queendom come. I love that intro. That intro still gets me. Like it's the intro for me. It's the intro for me, y'all. All right, so if this is your first time joining, especially on Instagram, I'm Coach K Beautiful. I am a spiritual life coach. I am a speaker. Don't call me a preacher. A rebel PK and owner of Hello Beautiful. You can get your Hello Beautiful merch at hellobeautiful.info. I have lots of beautiful merch there. For my old heads that's been rocking with me for a while, make sure you have your Hello Beautiful notebooks if you want to take notes. Welcome to season 1. Welcome to season 1. Big things are happening. Here are different ways that you can now tap in with me. All right, so now I'm doing 5:30 devotions with Coach K Beautiful. It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning. It's every Monday through Friday. And I know what that sounds like. Ooh, 5:30 in the morning, waking up before the sun even comes out. But those of you that's been tapping in, let them know in the comments. Let them know the type of things that be going down and how it's good for our soul. It's everything that we need. All the successful people, all the motivational speakers, the successful entrepreneurs, they always talk about waking up at that 5 a.m. club. And we are just trying to connect our mind, body, and spirit. So that's what we're doing there. It's amazing. And with Thy Kweendom Come podcast, there's different ways to tap in. You can catch me live on Instagram now. You can catch me on Facebook and on YouTube. So this is how I have it in different ways, right? I used to be a teacher, and I understand that there are different ways that people learn. So if you're a note taker, you have to have hands-on, you have to feel like you're actually doing something to retain things. Then you want to hop on Facebook and YouTube, because that's where all the bells and whistles are. I got notes scrolling across the screen. I mean, it looked like a whole presentation. That's where you want to be. But if you're more visual, you can hop right on Instagram and you could just watch all of this queendom wonderfulness. And Thy Kweendom Come podcast is now on your favorite podcast stations. Woo! Yes, so you can catch me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm still waiting for the approval for Google Podcasts and Stitch and all these wonderful things. So I'm really hype. I'm loving it. And if you ever miss the lives and you're just driving and cooking and you just want to listen, you just want to hop on the podcast and just listen to it that way. All right, so I'm ready to hop into tonight. Thank you for all the hearts. I'm loving it. Before I do, we always do a one-word check-in. So I need to know in the comments, tell me, if you can describe your week in one word, what would it be? If you can describe your week in one word, what would it be? Let me hop over to my comments. I see somebody said the intro is fire. I love it. I love it so much. Tell me, how has your week been in one word? I want to know. Give me all the tea. For me, if I had to use one word, it would be a feather. I would describe my week as a feather. Here's why. I feel really light. There's something about like being obedient to what God is telling you to do. It makes me feel light. Like I feel like I was straight up doing exactly what I need to do all week. So my week has been light like a feather. That's my one word. I got a word here. Full. Your week has felt full. I like that. Hey girl, hey. How has your week been? Come on, put it in the comments. I want to see some more. How has your week been? I know the week isn't over, but it's Friday. I mean, the weekend has officially started. Let me know. How has your week been? I got another comment here. Rough. Listen, I understand. Sometimes you got a bad day, and sometimes you got a whole bad week. And I understand that it could be rough. Ooh, I got more. Accomplished, balanced, puzzling. Oh, yes, Paige. I know. Me and you've been talking, boo. I understand. You ain't got to tell me twice. You just got the whole emoji scratching the head. Like, come on. I'm loving these words, y'all. I'm loving it. All right. I am ready to hop in. I am Coach K Beautiful, spiritual life coach. I help women who are spiritually locked in survival mode unlock their true identity in Jesus Christ. I cannot wait to get into the topic tonight, y'all. Tonight's topic is spiritually locked in survival mode. Child, it's going to be deep. It's going to get there. Spiritually locked in survival mode. This is season 1. If you want to catch any of the pre-seasons, because I use a lot of lingo, I make up my own definitions for things. You definitely want to hop on Spotify. You definitely want to hop on Apple Podcasts to listen to former episodes. But for tonight, I'm going to just rock with it like you've been rocking with me the whole time, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right? So this season is all about being spiritually locked. So since I already mentioned that I am a former teacher, I got to break down these definitions for you. What does it mean to be locked? What does it mean to be locked? There's a whole bunch of definitions for locked, but we're going to focus on 3 tonight, all right? So the first locked definition is to fix in place so that movement or escape is impossible, right? Then we have our second definition, to become entangled. I can never look at that word the same. I'm sorry, I really can't. Y'all know y'all can't either. To become entangled or jammed, as in interlocked, right? And also locked definition number 3, to fasten something with a key. Oh, it's gonna get good, y'all. Buckle y'all seatbelts, because it's gonna get real good. Okay, so real talk. Many of us are locked in every single last one of them definitions, honey. Every single last one of them. We can be locked in toxic entanglements. Hello, Jada. Okay. We can be locked and unable to move on from our past. We can be locked and jammed in toxic cycles, constantly repeating them. And we can be locked and can't escape from survival mode. And that's exactly what we are going to focus on tonight. So let's check in. Out of these options, which ones do you or have you felt locked in? Have you felt locked in toxic entanglements, unable to move on from your past, locked in jam and toxic cycles, or even locked and can't escape from survival mode? I want to see it in the comments. I got somebody comment entanglement. I told you, you know you can't hear that word no more and not think of Red Table Talk. You know it. You and I both know it, okay? Let me know. How have you felt locked? Have you been in some toxics? Yes, someone said couldn't move from toxic relationships and cycles. I know. It's real. We being transparent in the queendom. Ain't no lies allowed here, right? Survival mode and past experiences. Yes, couldn't move on from toxic relationships. I see a whole bunch of hearts popping up. It's true. We're being completely transparent in the queendom, honey. Someone said survival mode. Yes. Let them comments come in. I've participated in all at one point or another. Hello. Now that's about as real. I told you. Listen, all of us has been locked up. Locked up. Akon. Okay? It's real. So tonight, we are going to focus on being spiritually locked in survival mode. So our queendom, this is a definition thing coming, is all about three things. I understand I made up the word queendom, but I have my own definition for it. And your queendom is made up of daughterhood, womanhood, and motherhood. Okay? My philosophy is who we are or who we were as a daughter influences who we become as a woman, and it impacts who we become as a mother. Okay? That is the cycle of the queendom. So right now we're about to dig into how survival mode shows up in our queendom from our daughterhood. Let's be real. As much as we want to escape from our past, we are spiritually bound to it. I gotta say it again. As much as we want to escape from our past, we are spiritually bound to it. You can sweep as much of your past under a rug as you want, to the point where it is lumpy and you are tripping over every single time you walk over that rug. I guarantee you, eventually you're going to have to face it. Eventually you're going to have to address it because it is spiritually bound to you. Okay? For many of us, our daughterhood was full of toxicity. And I know the queendom does not only include all queens. I know that I got a lot of guy friends that tap in, and I love y'all, bros. Just switch the word into king. The word still applies, okay? For many of us, our daughterhood was full of toxicity. In order to cope, we learned behaviors to help us survive as a kid in a crazy environment. It's called survival mode. Okay? Now, scientifically, because y'all know I'm a nerd, scientifically, survival mode is how it's our body's response of feeling unsafe. It is literally a physical manifestation in our bodies as well. So psychologytoday.com states, severe early childhood trauma creates a child with equally intense coping mechanisms. These children are often seen as mature for their age or parentified. While maybe this is true, this often neglects the fact that their innocence was taken away at an early age and they are in survival mode. Listen, let's check in. Do you feel like you missed out on the innocence of being a child because you grew up too fast? Do you know some children that you look at them and it's like, that child is very mature for their age? Or I got one even better. Seriously, have you ever met someone that's so proud and saying that, well, by the time I was 4, I was cooking, I was doing the laundry, I was paying bills, and it's like, okay, you poor baby, because your innocence was robbed, okay? And you had to grow up very fast. Let me check the comments. Yes. Full of it. Yes, I know someone. That person is me. Listen, we're not being dishonest. We're being real. There's plenty of times. There's plenty of people that we know whose innocence were robbed, and they've been living in survival mode ever since they were a young person. Now, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty if that's you. You literally had to do what you had to do to survive. Now, let's jump into how survival mode shows up in our womanhood and the motherhood parts of our queendom. Right? Here we go. Y'all got them seatbelts on? Because this is when I start snatching edges with whiplash. Excuse me. I already see the hearts in the comments, child. I know. Oh, I got one more comment. Yes, I know several people. It's real. It's real. All right. Survival mode is supposed to be a phase that helps you save your life. It is not meant to be how you live. But many queens are locked and living in survival mode, and they don't know how to escape, just like that locked definition number 1. So let's break it down. Let's break it on down, break it down. Break it on down, break it down, right? I call this surviving and not thriving. Here's how to know you're living in survival mode and you can't escape. Your life is on autopilot. You're repeating unaware patterns. It always feels like you're walking on eggshells. You struggle with relationships out of fear of abandonment. Does that sound familiar to you? You are surviving. You are not thriving. Listen, those habits and behaviors you learned when you were trying to survive will no longer serve you when it's time to thrive. And you're really trying to force it to, but it just can't happen. And if you're really honest with yourselves, who you are in survival mode is so entangled with your identity that you've lost track of your real self. Just like definition 2 of being locked. Look at these comments. Man, stop talking about me, please. Listen, it's not me. It's not me. It just was dropped in my spirit and I'm sharing it, okay? If you're honest with yourself, who you are in survival mode is so entangled with your identity that you've lost track of your real self. Let's break it down. Break it on down, break it on down. All right. I like to call this one entangled identity. You are a defensive and competitive person. You are often in denial and secretive. You are a people pleaser. You are hyper vigilant. Everything is about fear. Oh my God. This one I got a big star next to because I know someone like this. Every single time you mention something to them, it's like, you better be careful because everything can't be dangerous, guys. Everything can't be. Okay, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked there. All right. This is my favorite one. You got to give a reaction at the drop of the dime. It's like you set it off. Everything is a reaction. You don't pause and take a moment to respond. You just reacting out here in these streets. Child, you have avoidance behaviors. You've developed unhealthy coping mechanisms like addiction and self-harm. Do these sound familiar? Do these sound familiar? You were supposed to forgive yourself for the things you had to do as a child to survive. And you were supposed to grow out of the person you had to become while in survival mode, not make them a part of your identity. I'm going to let that one sit. God did not design us to live in survival mode. Our body needs safety and our souls need rest. But in survival mode, we often ignore and forget about our bodies and our souls. We kind of like place them away in a treasure chest and we lose the key. Just like that locked definition number 3. So let's break it on down. Break it on down, break it down, break. Okay. I call this one mind, body, and spirit. You have anxiety. You have a very busy mind. You're burnt out and have chronic fatigue. Hold on, wait. That part almost sounds like Amara Khan. We are in survival mode with this pandemic. Hold up, wait. This sounds like a lot of symptoms. Insomnia, okay? Unresolved generational trauma. Difficulty relaxing. Feeling unmotivated, and you have an undiscovered purpose. Does this sound familiar? I'm gonna let that one sit for a little bit. I'm just saying. How about this? You are not unmotivated or lazy, bitter or broken, or even knuck if you buckish. It's just that after years of living your life in survival mode, you are exhausted, but you can't even tell the difference. But when you do try to slow down and rest, you feel so anxious and empty and bored because you don't know how to thrive. You only know how to survive. So let's check in. How has survival mode showed up in your queendom? Transparent. Let me check my comments on Facebook and YouTube. Lack of sleep definitely puts you in survival mode. Yup. Someone else said, preach. I be speaking. I'm still too scared to call myself a preacher. The inner child be mad. Listen, that's good, Kay. Yes. How has survival mode showed up in your queendom, y'all? Listen, I need some transparency. I need to know. Put it in the comments. How has survival mode showed up in your queendom? Of course, I'm not going to ask you to be transparent and share without me sharing as well. So let me tell you how it showed up in mine while y'all are typing away. I was living on autopilot. I lost my identity and my title as wife and mother. I developed addictive, unhealthy coping mechanisms, and I felt spiritually lost. Let me break it on down. I literally was living my life on autopilot. I remember being at work in my stupid job at the time, in my stupid cubicle, and I went to the window, and I remember saying, this can't be life. This can't be life, waking up doing the exact same thing every single day. This can't be life, Lord. No. I lost my identity and the title of wife and mother. I got married at 22. I got married at a very young age. I loved being married. I still love being married. I loved being a mommy. I knew this is what I wanted. But I also knew that, like many of my friends, they had their careers, they had their degrees, and I was sitting there trying to balance it all and trying to catch up to that because I knew I was Kadeen before I was wife and before I was mother. Where's she at? What's her purpose? What am I supposed to? Because this can't be it. This cannot be the only thing. I developed addictive, unhealthy coping mechanisms. I am so happy to share this because I finally told my mama. So I was a straight up pothead. Listen, I still struggle up until many months ago with smoking some ganja. Okay? Because I just felt like something gotta give. It's the only way I can relax. If that is something that you do, ain't no shame. I ain't knocking you. I'm just telling you how it was for me. Okay? And I felt spiritually lost. Growing up as a PK my whole life, I have said this a million times. I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing it. I'm going to constantly say it. I was prophesied over by many people that I was going to be this mighty woman of God. And at this point, I'm like 29, 30, and I'm like, where's she at? Where is she? Because this ain't it. This can't be it. All right, I'm going to pause before I continue, and I'm going to read some of the comments. All right, here we go. I got autopilot showing up in your queendom. Too much sleep and bad eating. I realized, I didn't put that, but I slept a lot. I realized that first of all, I love napping. Don't play with me. Ain't nothing wrong with sleeping. Too much sleep is avoidance. I was using sleeping as avoidance. Okay. Now, I've literally had that same moment at a job, exactly like standing at the window saying the same thing. It's something about staring out at the world beyond where you're like, this can't be it, right? I remember a moment like that. This job stuff ain't for me. Yup, I'm struggling. Listen, it can't be a crutch. And nothing like a good nap. Let me hop over to Facebook. What else we got? Yes, that rat race can't be life. We put everything else first and us on the back burner. Yes. And somebody wrote, I'm tired. I think I felt that, Chantel. I felt that deep in my soul right there. Lack of sleep definitely puts you in survival mode. Yes. All right. Yes, y'all. I was on autopilot. I lost my identity. I developed addictive coping mechanisms, and I felt spiritually lost. So listen, I came to a point where I no longer wanted to survive. I wanted to thrive. I did not want to be in this state anymore. I no longer wanted to be identified by the things that happened to me in the past. I wanted to know my real identity. I wanted to meet the woman of God God intended me to be. Listen, so one night, in a state of desperation and despair, after an angry good cry. Listen, there's a good cry and then there's an angry good cry. Like, and y'all know I love a good cry. Ain't nothing like having that good cry at the bottom of your shower, right? The water done turned cold. You can't differentiate between the shower water and your tears. You know, like it's real good. And my sister is watching. And listen, anytime I've ever had a really good cry, the next day I will call her and she'll be like, I was emotional last night. Me too, Kiki. And we're not even twins. We're 3 years apart, but we definitely got that twin thing going. Ain't nothing like a good cry, okay? But this was an angry one. I got somebody saying, yes, ain't nothing like that good cry, okay? I was angry after I got out the shower. I went in my room and I yelled out to God because I was pissed. I said, Lord, I'm freaking tired. That's a lie. I did not say freaking. I cussed. It was a whole bunch of F-bombs in this. I was angry. I was cussing out the Lord, okay? I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to go to church because I'm church hurt. Them church folks that you got up in this church, I can't deal with them. They done did so much to me growing up. I don't want to go to church. I'm in this toxic job. All of these catty women in this job constantly talking about me. They snatch my shine out of me. I can't even shine my light. They want to dim it. These home duties. You mean to tell me I got to work a 9 to 5, right? I got to work a 9 to 5. I got to be in school full time. I got to be a mommy. And I got to be a wife. I got to keep the house clean. How am I supposed to do all this? How am I supposed to do this? I'm freaking tired. That's not what I said. I cussed God. I was cussing. That was so real. I was like, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm freaking tired. And I probably cried some more. Because ain't nothing like a good double cry. Okay? So I turned in my Bible. I knew that I didn't want no King James version. I love me some King James. I understood it from the time I was little. But I know I didn't want to hear no thy shall cometh. I ain't want none of that. I don't want no romantic poetry. I need a word from God. I just cussed him out. I need something savage. And check this out, y'all. So I went to the Message translation. Now, if you ever heard me speak, or if you join me for morning devotions, then you know that the Message translation is straight savage. As I say, it pulls edges. It pulls it, child. It lets you know about yourself. It lets you know that you stink and then tell you, lay you back. Okay? It's so real. So let me tell you what this said. And mind you, at this time, I wasn't in Bible study. I didn't, I didn't go deep. I was the type of person where I would like open up my Bible and put my finger down. And I'm like, this gonna be for me. Listen, don't leave me out here stranded in these streets. Don't act like I'm the only one. That's exactly what I used to do all the time. Like, this gonna be it, right? And I turned to Matthew chapter 11. I got to verse 28, right? And here's what it said. Are you tired? Worn out? Burned out of religion? At this point, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Why, yes, I am. Yes, I am, Lord. Come to me. Get away with me, and you'll recover your life. So now at this point, we on the third good cry. The tears is coming, okay? I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. Child, I was blown away. I had to go to my King James version. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. What y'all know about the books of the Bible song? Y'all know nothing about that. I know all the books of the Bible by heart, honey. All right. I had to go to Matthew 28. Hold on, wait. Look at me. Matthew 11, get your life. Hold on. Because I'm going to read it to you the way that I know it. Because it's completely different and it's what I needed to hear, right? Matthew chapter 11. Verse 28 to 30. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy burdened and laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's the way I'm used to hearing it. That's the way I'm used to having it preached to me. But this way, are you tired, worn out, burned out of religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and right. Oh, Lord, yes, that's what I needed to hear. So, Queens, here's my question to you. Are you freaking exhausted? Are you tired of being in survival mode? Are you tired of reacting, surviving and not thriving? Are you desperate to find your real identity in Jesus Christ? I want to know. Put it in the comments. Are you freaking exhausted? Yes, I'm tired. Listen, this always reminds me of Take Me to the King. Truth is, I'm tired. Listen, can't nobody sing like Tamala. Are you exhausted? Let me hop in my comments on Facebook. Yes, ma'am. Crying cleanses the soul. Yes, it does. Oh, Lord, how fitting is your word in all seasons of my life. Yes. Yes, I'm tired. Tired, child. Yes. Okay. Well, walk with me in Jesus. Work with me in Jesus. Let me show you how God taught me how to do it. I will not promise that it is easy. I will never do that to you because it takes work to get out of survival mode. It takes work to heal. But I do promise you won't have to do it alone because you got me and Jesus as your guide. That's it. I want you to book a consultation with me. It's completely free. I want you to do that. Stop playing around. Stop just surviving and thriving. And let's do this together. You already said that you're tired. You already said you can't escape from past toxic relationships. You don't know, or you want to grow closer to Jesus and you just don't know how. You can join me every morning, Monday through Friday, for 5:30 devotions. That's something you can do immediately now, but you need to take the step. You've been watching me for a very long time. You're one of my biggest supporters. I know. You've been watching, or maybe you just joined and every single thing that I said has touched you. Book a consultation. Book a consultation. It's completely free. We're going to talk and we're going to work it out together. You can go to www.hellobeautiful.info and you can join the Kweendom 5:30 morning devotions with Coach K Beautiful on Instagram. I want you to take that step and that's what I want you to do. And that's it for tonight. I know I usually go much longer. I know I usually start breaking down steps for you, but you're going to have to wait for episode 2. I love you guys. Love you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the Kweendom and the throne room.